even though now, when it's too late, you admit that you did everything wrong. But when it actually matters, when you should lay down like a good dog, you don't do it. You fight for some reason. I don't know why you fight, because you're losing, because you end up admitting that you f***ed it all up anyway. So it's just weird.
3 of ImAllexx's exes have come out to talk about his behavior, and it's honestly so much worse than you can even imagine. If you don't know, ImAllexx is an English commentary creator. He makes videos sort of about TikToks, media, YouTubers, you know the drill. His most recent videos are things like reviewing Dance Moms, talking about Jojo Siwa's rebrand, Elphaba, TikToks, things like that. He's been quite controversial over the years because of some of his past behaviors and things that he has done to former friends, but now much more serious accusations are being made against him, and these come in the forms of testimonials from 3 of his exes. This all started with a statement from Alice Hez, who said, "Here's my statement on the situation I've been scared to speak out on. It's best it was made public how horrible this person with a platform is. I'd hate to see another woman go through this." And in that she links tons of evidence, videos, screenshots of messages, and also her own written out testament about what she went through when she was with him.
Because you might not have anything to lose, because your life might be down the drain, but I still have quite a lot that I would like to give.
So to give full context to the timeline of everything, she says in her document that they began officially dating on the 17th of March 2023, but they had been seeing each other for a few months before that. In this, she shares a lot of screenshots of DMs, and you can see how quickly things start to get bad. So here you can see that she's saying that she can't leave, and he's gone, "Oh, I'll just go to bed. Nobody wants me around." Very sort of manipulative, like feel bad for me and do what I want and just leave whatever you're doing behind. She also shows a lot of screenshots of DMs when they have just had an argument, and in these he is just constantly calling her names, accusing her of things, calling her the R word, calling her stupid, saying F you, saying you're unbearable, please F off, permanently shut the F up, even saying I hate you genuinely, I don't even want to go out with you, literally F off, you annoying C word, don't enjoy talking to you, horrible, I'm being dead truthful, I don't like you, I hate you, you're dumb as I genuinely think I've completely fallen out of love with you because you simply don't try. Woman, you are crazy. I don't want to be with you. You're too much work and you're stressing me out. This, by the way, is because she hung up on him, apparently. And this is what he's saying in text messages, so you can only imagine what he's saying to her in real life and in person and over video chat. And we actually do have some screen recordings of stuff that was said over video chat. We'll get to that in a bit. But you also have bits where apparently he has apologized to her for his behavior, but then backtracks and says, "I said sorry to shut you up." So just completely disregarding everything, just being horrible all the time. But the insults don't stop, by the way. There are so many examples of these. He's saying, "You're a moron, mate, can stay blocked." Blocking your own girlfriend is very mature. And might I add, he says this here because she was sad, and I guess her tone was off. And he didn't like that, so she's blocked. There's also messages when he's breaking up with her and saying she's single now, he's done with her, he wants nothing to do with her, but they always got back together, and he would always backtrack and apparently love bomb her after he would break up with her to get her back. And still, it gets worse. There's messages where he's repeatedly telling her to die, telling his own girlfriend to die over an argument. That's just unhinged behavior. You're such a difficult little maybe you should have shut your effing mouth. When she says thanks for apologizing, he says I don't mean it, you don't deserve it. When she calls him out for insulting her, he says you delusional off. You just make it up. Go away, psycho. You're the craziest woman I've ever met, genuinely. In some of the messages that she shares as well, he's apparently trying to tell her about content creation, and you can see just how egotistical he is. And if you've watched me for a while, you know that I always say to be a YouTuber and to do YouTube, you have to have like at least a little bit of an ego. But sometimes, and a lot of the time, these YouTubers' egos are so blown out of proportion that it's absolutely ridiculous. Thankfully, I despise myself enough that my ego is in check, so I have not reached that level of ridiculousness. But he's talking about himself like he's this amazing know-all professional and he's just got this whole thing cracked and he's so much better than everybody. The whole internet celebrity thing, he says that, he calls himself an internet celebrity, which is okay. If you don't know, by the way, ImAllexx has merch that says internet sensation, and I always thought that was a bit tongue-in-cheek, but I guess it was actually like he was being serious. So that's a bit embarrassing for his soul. But you can see in these messages he's trying to tell her about content creation and he starts calling her a jobless freak. Imagine trying to teach our words like you and my mates how to do this. It's annoying. She says, I have a job, and he says, you don't. She says, I'm contracted, I have a job. And he just says, no, you don't. Clearly she has a job. Leave her alone? You should be grateful someone with the expertise I actually have tried to talk to you about something like that. The stupid idiots who think they know better than their only man who has actually done it all successfully. I'm starting to think none of you are worth talking to about anything, too small-brained. Go do it on your own. And there's even a video of him talking about himself, by the way, like this, saying how much of a pro he is. It's kind of ick. Like, there's nothing wrong with knowing your skill set and know that you know YouTube. I mean, clearly I have a skill set of some sort. I know YouTube. Do I think I'm literally an internet sensation? No. But then again, I don't have 2 million subscribers, so I guess that's different. But it's still just a really weird and gross way to speak about yourself, and you can just hear the ego in it. Like, there's a difference between thinking super highly of yourself and thinking realistically about yourself.
What judging mental is, I think I may have said like 100 times, to the point where it's actually really hard to follow what I'm saying because it's so flexible. I've gone, you could do this, but you might be able to do that, but you might be able to do that, and you might be able to do this, and this might work, but you might be able to do that. And it sounds fucking mental. I don't even understand how you could possibly actually follow along to it. Like most of my friends struggle to actually understand what I'm saying. But that's why I'm a professional and you're all not.
But as you keep going in the messages, they just get worse and worse. Like in this one, he says to KYS, which I'm sure you know what that means, which is an absolutely disgraceful thing to say to anybody. But as well, like to say that to your partner, it's just disgusting. Emotional level of an brick, you dumb. You're a dumb with the literacy of a child. You definitely were giving me attitude. Yeah, I won't unblock you though, because talking to you is like talking to a brick. She says, if that stops me getting called a dumb, yay. And he responds, maybe don't be a I hate him so much. It's absolutely unbelievable. He says again, KYS, but you know, the full written out version of it this time. And he even says the N-word, because why not throw that into the mix of everything here? Like I said though, there's also videos of them talking over voice chat to each other, and it's pretty bad the way he speaks to her. I mean, there's one clip where he says that she's a dog, essentially.
Thing about you, and this is the thing, and this is why I can go round and round in circles. I join call, and when I'm getting, you're talking to me, going, this is the thing, even though now, when it's too late, you admit that you did everything wrong, but when it actually matters, when you should lay down like a good dog, you don't do it, you fight for some reason. I don't know why you fight, because you're losing, because you end up admitting that you fucked it all up anyway, so it's just weird.
And the next one I'm going to show you is just so horrific that when this video came across my timeline before I had read this document, before I knew what was going on, I thought it was somebody trolling that he said this to his girlfriend. I just assumed it was a clip from his stream or something and people were joking. Like a bad joke, but I thought people were joking that he said this to his girlfriend. But no, he actually said this to his girlfriend.
I don't know what to call what you did. It was weird. It's always weird. You always take a weird route. Just do the normal route, which is Just do the normal route, but a normal girlfriend
You're
would do.
acting
And go,
like
I
this
didn't,
is
I didn't
all
mean
just
it.
me, and that's something you really need to fix.
I'm gonna bash your head against the wall with a brick if you don't shut up.
It's just so horrific and so disgusting, and just he's the worst. He's the worst, and I hope that he rots. I guess I have to say all of this is alleged or whatever just because it hasn't been proven in a court of law and he hasn't been convicted of everything or of anything. But I still hope he rots. It can be alleged and I can hope that he rots. So there you go. Alice also tells a story in her document of where she opened up about trauma she had experienced in her past and essay while they were on holidays together. And because she opened up to him about this, he got annoyed at her for bringing this up, saying that she ruined the holiday. Like, she was opening up about something horrific that she experienced, and his response to that is, you're annoying me, you're ruining the holiday. Like, there's literally no compassion, no empathy, no light behind those eyes, just nasty, nasty man. Just an effing hole, you sad little C-word. I hate you. Please yourself in the effing garden. I'll be fine without you, you're nothing without me. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to break your neck. And then he apologizes. I'm very sorry about yesterday and I know I crossed a line when I was angry. It wasn't right to do no matter what, how mad I was, and I am sad and I'm sorry and I went that far and I wish I could read. Apparently I can't. Should probably read that again, but you get the gist. After this, they moved in with each other and things just get worse from there. There's more text messages between them where he's being just equally horrible. According to Alice's statement, during an argument that they had in person, he pulled her by her hoodie and she fell on the floor. So he pulled her to the floor in an argument. And in another argument in the kitchen, he kicked her in the back when she was leaving the kitchen to get away from him and to get away from the argument. And there's text messages talking about this afterwards, so you can see them actually discussing this. This was the point that she decided to leave, and when she was leaving, she was recording him following her around as she was trying to pack and get out of there, and you can actually see this in the Google Drive.
Over what? I don't understand. It's not like you've got anything to be stuck up over. But for some reason something isn't good enough for you. You have to do whatever you want all day. It's like, and then you look like a miserable all the time. Like, your face is annoying to look at, like when I come downstairs. Like, I'm actually fed up of looking at you. Which is why I sleep downstairs, because I don't want to have to come upstairs and, oh, you're taking all the covers. It's like, woman just like ask me to buy another one or stop complaining. Like, nothing, the thing is, it annoys me, nothing needs to be an argument because everything is fixable. Buy a new duvet, I sleep downstairs. But no, you've always got to act like none of this stuff, because you don't actually try and fix any of your problems. Like, it's infuriating at this point. Like earlier, you're miserable about something in the kitchen. All you have to do is say what it is and it's fixed. It's fine. You don't have to, like, you don't clean up after yourself. Neither do you. So, we're even. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I don't go around fucking complaining about everything that you don't clean up after. Why? Because you don't look that in your brain. You're not even honest to pay for any of it. So, who really cares what you have to say? And what does it even matter? If you want to clean up, I'll buy one. It's my money. But this is the thing, even right now, you just ignore all of that. I'm giving you options for everything, you just ignore everything. You're not actually trying to sort out any of these problems. And if you've got problems with things, man, why don't you call them? Why does it have to be me? You can call people, you can get it sorted, you can take them out if you want to. But no, because Alice doesn't actually do anything. I'm trying to right now, I'm spending pretty much every day trying to figure out where £75,000 has gone. And whether I'm ever going to get it. And then any of my future YouTube revenue. Because the company is holding my channel hostage. So yeah, sorry I forget about the clean the side sometimes. I got bigger fish to fry.
But during all of this, he broke a ton of her stuff, her keyboard, her camera, her 2 monitor screens. And she left, and then he tries love bombing her again and saying how sorry he is and trying to get her back. Message after message. She even shares a screen recording of her going through the messages of him not leaving her alone. He sent her an Amazon package when she wouldn't respond with an apology, a handwritten letter, even sent a voice message which we can hear in the Google Drive as well.
It wasn't acceptable behaviour, like in any way, shape or form. It was insane. Like, I guess I've just been stuck in that cycle for so long that I felt like I could do no wrong. I felt like I was oh, look at me, I do all this work and I do everything and I try and do this and, just nobody's appreciative and, I know you appreciated it and I know that you appreciated the effort that I used to put in. And then I just stopped because I had you and you're my girlfriend and we lived together, and the more further we got through our relationship, the less effort I put in. I didn't listen to you. You were right. It's not your fault. You didn't do anything wrong. I was impossible to work with. I didn't make it easy. I constantly thought inwards about myself and not about you and what was going on.
And I am so, so glad that it ended there. I wish it ended sooner, but it could have gotten so much worse seeing how his behavior progressed over this time. It's absolutely disgusting, despicable. He's just the absolute worst. I can't believe I ever used to watch his channel. He used to be one of my favorite channels, by the way, which right now is just really embarrassing. It's disgusting. It's inexcusable behavior. There is no way to excuse it. There is no way to look at this in a different light. The evidence is there. He did what he did and he spoke to her the way that he spoke to her. That is it. Allegedly, in a court of law or something. I do really hope, obviously, that Alice is able to move on and to heal. And like I've said a million times already, I hope that Alex rots in a pit. Like I said though, 2 more exes came forward with their stories after Alice was brave enough to share hers. These are both quite a bit shorter, so I'm gonna read them in full, almost in full. I'll skip bits that I don't need to read, but obviously for all of this, everything is going to be linked in the description, including Alice's statement, which you can read in full if you would like to. The first of these next 2 statements is from Annie, who tweeted out saying, "My experience with ImAllexx. I dated Alex from June 2017 till March 2018. It was the most toxic relationship I've ever been in, and I was lucky to get out of it when I did. During the relationship, he made me feel insane, like I wasn't myself anymore. It never felt like he listened to me. I always felt belittled and inferior. Whenever we recorded videos together, he would constantly talk over me and never let me have my moment. Most of the time when I had problems, he always somehow made it about himself, or talked about his own issues. He would get stressed over his YouTube channel constantly and complain about uploading, as if it was the hardest job on the planet and no one had it harder than him. His classic line was, 'I can't catch a break.' If we ever had a disagreement, he would also sometimes allude to the possibility of K-ing himself over minor conflicts as a threat, so I couldn't continue with conversations. It was nearly impossible to give him any kind of criticism because it was like adding to the pile of minor issues that he had already blown far out of proportion in his head. Another thing he did was spin his own narrative and twist words. He didn't just do this in the relationship, but he did it in his work and with his friends. It was the main reason why many people stopped talking to him. Because we started to realize that when there was even the smallest amount of drama and he heard about it, he would make sure to involve himself, even if the subject had absolutely nothing to do with him, and he would just make everything so much worse. He did to me what he has done in his relationship with Alice, where he would fly off the handle and get mad, then act all apologetic and sad to try and get me to feel sorry for him and forgive everything he had said and done. Lastly, the only time he ever laid a finger on me was when he grabbed me as I was trying to run away from a conflict, which is very similar to what happened with Alice. We were trying to record a YouTube video together and he was getting frustrated at having to restart the recording multiple times. He started shouting and beating his fists on the table, even going as far as to break his microphone. I was scared, so I got up to leave the room, which is when he grabbed my arm to physically stop me. I remember saying, "You grabbed my arm," several times in shock, as if to say, who the F would ever grab someone like that? Once again, I was fortunate that this was the only time something like that ever happened. I got out before it got even worse, as it clearly has with the new information that's come out. It saddened me that it's all come this far. I wish Alice the best privately, and it breaks my heart to have seen all the things she had gone through. I hope Alice's and my stories show you what he was really like behind the scenes. If you're in an abusive relationship, please get out now. You can't fix them. He's clearly just somebody with intense anger issues who just can't control himself and thinks that he can just get away with this kind of behavior. I mean, it's 3 relationships that we know of that he's doing this. And if that all wasn't bad enough, another person called Jess came out and tweeted, "This is my experience with Alex." From November 2018 to February 2020, I was in an on and off relationship with Alex. As everyone else seems to experience, the first few months up to a year were as you'd expect with a brand new relationship. I can't speak much now, as 4 years later I've suppressed these memories and don't tend to think back on that time. I had made a statement in 2020 for my own personal closure and didn't expect it to go anywhere but just exist. I really wanted to reach out to someone, but I knew I didn't have the evidence because I deleted our messages to try and get over the breakup. I've included my original statement alongside a Facebook message between Alex and my friend during an insomnia event where he thought I wasn't in our hotel room. He left to go see Slazo before the accusations, and I had woken up to banging at the door to said friend, showing me this message and saying Alex was looking for me. I was in bed next to him, he just didn't bother to look. When confronted, he laughed about it, and I told him to never say that about me again. Well, I'm thankful I'm now in a position where my current partner has helped me heal through the damage Alex caused. My heart breaks for Alice having gone through so much worse, and still dealing with the consequences. She deserves nothing but peace and happiness here on out. Nothing she has done will justify his actions towards her. And she also shares the message of Alex looking for her when she was apparently in the bed. He's saying, "Where's Jess? I'm angry at her. I'm going to kick her head in. Now I'm locked out. Might actually K her." Sounds very, very reminiscent of the way that he talked about Alice. This just seems to be a horrific pattern of behavior for him. And like she mentioned, there is a thread from 2020 where she shares some of her experiences in a Notes app statement. This is quite long and I will of course link it in the description, but it is absolutely just horrific that she or anybody was treated like this. After all of this happened, a lot of his former friends started to come out with their own statements. People like ImAllexx or InAbber all saying things about him and how they didn't know that this was going on until very recently, even though there had been some suspicions about him and his behavior in the past. And while all of this was going on, there were now accusations being made against InAbber, which I'm not going to talk about now because it will take a very long time and I want to just focus on these stories here, but that will be my next video. I will go over that. But as for this story, absolutely horrific. I am so sorry for the people who had to be put through this, and as far as ImAllexx is concerned, may he never have a peaceful day in his whole life, and may his career end. Amen. That's going to be it for me for now. I don't really know how to close off this one. Whenever there are these heavy topics, I kind of feel like weird about even saying goodbye in the video, but just like a side note to kind of liven things up again, when I was going back and watching some of his videos, this is so unrelated by the way, this is just like literally to lighten the mood. When I was going back in his videos, I noticed the headphones that he has on.
What a cheery start. Subscribe.
When he's like watching videos with somebody, so when he was watching Dance Moms, he had these headphones on. I have the same headphones. They are not for watching videos with. Those are audio mixing headphones. They're absolutely horrible to listen to things with. They're for hearing every single little frequency so you can mix things properly. I use them for my music and I use them for editing audio for my videos. I don't know how he's sitting there listening to those headphones like that, but it annoys me because they're not They're not like the cheapest headphones in the world. They are work equipment, obviously. That's fine. But would you, if you're gonna just use them for watching videos, would you not just get really nice headphones for watching videos instead of audio mixing headphones? It's irritating me. So not important. I just needed to talk about something not serious for a second so that we can all take a moment to breathe. I hope that's okay. Anyway, if you like this video and you want to see the next video that I'm going to be making or other videos in the future, please subscribe, turn on notifications so you don't miss them. I really do appreciate that. Thank you so much. Check out the description. There's lots of stuff there that you can check out. My socials, Patreon and things and yada yada. And of course, all of the statements that were made by these people. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.